this lesson, I want to consider how report styles can be edited. Consider this HTML report, which displays the list with grid lines, and this report, which displays the list without those grid lines. Now, the choice of whether the report that I've just run should be displayed with grids or not is controlled within the setup of the report, as you can see within this image. These are the report styles. The styles that control the output when reports are run are controlled through the use of XSL files and CSS files. They also have an interaction with the Sage CRM themes. XSL stands for Extensible Style Sheet Language. There are a few different types of XSL, but in Sage CRM reports, the files that control the output of the reports are written in XSL transformation, XSLT. This is an XML language for transforming XML into the HTML and code that will output from Sage CRM. If you remember from when a report is run, there are different output options available. XSL is used to transform the original XML that is generated by the system into the output that we request. The XML is output as HTML to the desktop device, PDF or to CSV or to Excel spreadsheet format. And if the report is output to HTML, the format will be different whether the device is a large screen desktop PC or a mobile phone, as the user can request the report through the mobile optimized screens. And of course the report can either be landscape or portrait, and therefore the XSL needs to control how the page structure is generated. In addition to XSL files being used to define how the reports are generated as HTML, their look and feel is further controlled by the use of the CSS files. These are the cascading style sheets, and they determine how HTML elements are displayed. Now, CRM makes use of themes or sets of CSS and image files to control how its user interface appears. The XSL and CSS files that control the reports can be found under the theme folders. You can find these underneath C drive, program files, x86, Sage, CRM, then the name of your install, down underneath www-root, down underneath the themes area, into reports, and then the name of the style. Now you can see from where I've come down into the ergonomic folder on this screen, it's the internal name for the contemporary style. You can see that the XSL and CSS files exist in trios. There is a CSS file, and then there are two versions of the XSL file, one for the mobile device and the other for the desktop PC. So standard with grids would be STT grids PC XSL, STT grids CE XSL, and standard grids.css. To go any further with customizing styles, you actually need to know both CSS and XSL very well. The point that I wish to make is that it is possible to change the existing report styles, and importantly, you can add your own. But you have to be careful about doing this. You have to know about those languages of CSS and XSL. The easiest way of creating your own new report style is to copy an existing trio of files and then alter them. So what you can do is you can take standard grids PC, standard grids CE, standard grids CSS, and then rename them, copy them and rename to custom grids PC, custom grids CE, and custom grids as a CSS file. And now any of the files you then create, these are the XSL files, must then have the correct link to the newly created CSS file. So here you can see it's still pointing at the wrong CSS file. That needs to be updated to point to the new custom style. To allow the user to be able to select the new style from within the report's definition screen, the system administrator would then need to add the translation that will allow the caption to be available within the selection list. And here what we need to do is add a caption code and a caption family, and I've added a caption code custom grids and a caption family that all of them belong to report styles. There's no PC or CE at the end of the code, so it's important that when we just put in the caption code that you just put it in as custom grids, because the CE or PC are going to be automatically added when the report is run, depending on whether you are looking at a mobile device or whether you're looking at the standard desktop. The new report style will then be available within the report definition screen. As you can see from here, just because you can change the style of reports doesn't mean that you should. You need to know and understand the way in which the design is controlled by XSL and CSS files.